Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. On the show today, we want to ask Nigerians, tell us what you make of the president's first 2 years in the office. What are the areas you want him to focus on going forward? To join this conversation, we have with us the one and only, the one and only, is someone who is a prolific writer. He's had a lot of experience in the, let's say, conventional, you're not in the conventional media, but you're in like the alternate media. You're like our fellow colleague, but you dominated through Twitter.
Yes. Please
welcome to the show with us. So they are JJ Omojuwa. Yeah. No, it's not about JJ Omojuwa. I wanted to call out his entire. I wish I could read out your profile, your bio, because I don't think people understand what you've done and the opinions that you have shaped, you know, and how you have intentionally cultivated the mind. And we wanted to join the conversation because we know that you are able to do both critique and balance the conversation in a very, very proper way. So you can join the conversation by calling us. He's not here to answer your questions, though, you know. He's here to have a conversation with us. Call us to give us your own opinion on 020-1635-2013, or you can call us on 090-2416-3440. JJ Omojuwa is in the studio with us, and it's
such
exciting.
A pleasure.
Yes, to have you back. Somehow, I just opened my iPhone today and I found a reminder of his picture. I'm like, this algorithm thing.
It's crazy.
Somehow, it brought back your picture when we were last in this other studio.
That's smart algorithm.
Yes, because I don't know. But I'd like to start by asking you the same question we've posed to our audience, which is, how would you evaluate the president's first 2 years in office? Would you think, do you agree on what are the things you would agree is done right? What are the things you would feel it should do better?
The truth of the matter is, there's no way you answer the question without sounding contradictory. Because it's an economy of 200 million people. There are many moving parts. A lot of people prefer that you say something on this left. Some other people prefer that you say something on the right. But the truth is somewhere in the middle. So I'll give you instances where the fundamentals are going in the positive direction, but they've not compounded enough to have a direct effect on the people.
I like how you put that.
Yeah, and
because you have put it that way, many of my questions have changed.
So they've not compounded enough. And the reality of the economy is that once politics moves fast, when it comes to the economy, it takes time. That's why, for instance, Nigerians perceive that every succeeding president is worse than the previous one. I'll tell you why that is the case. For so many years, we've compounded our problems.
Shifting the goalposts.
We tweak it. So the next president just passes it on, and then passes it on, and then passes it on. And because the economic realities, the outcomes of the economy don't move as fast as the politics, the person that actually did the thing, whether positive or negative, more often than not doesn't even get to experience the joy or the flags of that thing.
Let me pause you a bit, because one of and it's one of the things that we talk about, that people should talk about what they are doing even as they are doing it. Someone who has mastered how to do that is the Honorable Minister of the FCT, and he's having a media parley right now. He has invited all television stations to ask him questions on what he has done so far in FCT, and it is going to be streaming on he's already live right now on TVC News. So we would no longer be on TVC News. If you want to watch us and you're currently watching on TVC News, just go to the YouTube platform to continue the show there, as we would then continue our conversation. Yeah, or terrestrial. If you have a platform to join us on terrestrial or Go TV, you can watch us on that platform. So let me get back to you, because FCT obviously is not waiting for somebody else to take the glory of what he has done. He's taking his own glory and relishing in it.
Right now. I mean, that's the reality of the game. Especially now, when the politics is very, very quite combative. If you don't tell your story, and you don't tell your story repeatedly, you're going to look very clueless, no matter how much you've done. So I don't fault him for that. And you have to say it a lot. You have to say it every time. You have to say it every day. As you're doing it, you have to say it. Both what you've done, both what you intend to do, and all of that. You have to own it. And I think he's doing that very well.
Okay, it's about repetition, at least so that it will register in our subconscious.
Yes.
But I wanted to ask about the economic policies and how we had so much hopes, especially, for instance, the floating of the naira. I'm not an economist, But when we heard about the floating of the naira, you know, it's going to strengthen our own naira at the end of the day. And I'm realizing that we have been at a plateau of some sort because we've been running between 1,500 to 1,600, both official and unofficial in the unofficial markets as well. And we haven't seen our naira strengthen so far. We haven't seen inflation really drop to the point that is impacting positively on the common man out there in the streets, in the markets and what we're buying. So how do you think the economic policies are they getting better? That's the question.
Good question.
Do we have, how long do you think we can give it so that we can see the benefits of the policies?
When would the fundamentals
how long do I think we can give it? I'm not the president.
Suggest, okay. Because from the metrics on ground, you can give us.
So first of all, these conversations, they are more often than not a shouting contest. And the reason why they are a shouting contest is because there's no nuance. It's, oh, Naira is at this price. But one of the reasons why I went to school is so I don't do shouting contests. I argue based on numbers, based on reality, based on what is there, based on data. So in that sense, first of all, let's just be clear. Inflation for 2024 was 31% thereabout, 31 point something percent. In February, which was the last time I checked, was 23%. Year on year, 8%. That's massive. The other thing you said about the Naira, the truth of the matter is we didn't used to have the exchange rate, we didn't used to have enough to go around. I had a very bad experience 10 years ago. I was traveling. It was my first time, not traveling, my first time of that experience. I was in Dubai. I was trying to pay. I had 3 or 4 Naira cards.
And all of them didn't work.
Oh boy, it was embarrassing.
Very embarrassing.
So I went to the ATM. It couldn't pay. Somehow I had $100 with me.
Saving grace.
You saved me, right?
Jesus.
And I think a lot of Nigerians have that sort of experience. Now that's not the case, right? And the reason is because there is convergence. The reality of convergence basically means that the price of the forex, whether it's pounds or dollar, in the official market and the black markets are as close as possible, which has removed the need for corruption. The other thing is that we had a system where privileged people could access USD when they were traveling, and actually the government was funding people's travel. It doesn't matter what you are going to do, whether you're working for an extremely rich company, whether you're going to do some funny things with some other people abroad, whether you're going to do business for yourself. The government was the difference was such that the government was funding your etiquette and your hotel accommodation if you're not living like a 5-star, if you're not going to stay in a 5-star hotel. And what the government did this time was to converge it. And I personally think that one of the best things to have happened to Nigeria was the combination of the full subsidy removal and the convergence, because those two things have multiplier effects on our lives. And like I said when we started, the effects have not compounded enough to affect the people, but if you're paying attention, and the people that get paid to pay attention have actually said this, the Fitch of this world, the S&P Global, the Moody of this world, they've upgraded Nigeria. All 3 of them have, one of them already upgraded Nigeria to stable. I think it was S&P Global. Wow. Fitch and Moody upgraded Nigeria recently to stable. So we are a stable economy, and those ones, they don't do your PDP, APC, and etc. They are in the business of this thing, and they need to get it right. If they miss it, they lose their credibility, they lose their perception of objectivity. So in the reality of, first of all, our stock exchange has grew by 111% over the first 2 years of this administration. It's a record in Nigeria. The foreign direct investment is coming in. State governments, one mistake we're making is that we're paying so much attention, and we've done this for so many years, but if there was ever a time, we should pay more attention to the subnational government. It's now. Last year, they got an extra 6 trillion naira. Unprecedented, and they are getting more than ever before. And that's because of these changes. And then I saw a politician say that the subsidy, and a politician that actually was recently in government, so it's not something they should have said. They ought to know better. So it's either, and I think the person knew better. They said that all the subsidy savings, where is it? Because the person knew
that is going to the government.
As of 2022, we're selling bonds of $2 billion or $2 billion. It was $2 billion or 2 billion euros, more or less the same thing anyway, to pay for subsidy. So when you say subsidy savings, it's not like you had the money, like, so I'm not spending it, I'm saving it. You were borrowing to do it.
Exactly.
So now you can borrow to build. And these are fundamental realities. But the unfortunate thing, and it's not really unfortunate, it's the reality of an economy, is that they've not compounded enough. The effects have not compounded enough to affect the people. Eventually they will. If we stay consistent, if we stay grinding, if we double down, eventually they ultimately will. Because the truth is, there's predictability. When you do this, it's about the first principles. It's like economics, it's like physics. E equals MC squared. So if you do this, this will happen. If you do that, that will happen. So in this case, it's not as hard as science. Economics is not as hard as science as physics, but the first principles are more or less the same. If you do this, you will get that. And we've gotten certain things that we're getting certain things that we're supposed to get, and ultimately, I believe that the compound effect will start reflecting in the people's lives.
So the economy will sound like we're on track, but we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll go into other areas of the administration that we feel has questions. Yes, there are a lot of questions that we would like to have answered. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.